Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of AI and Christian, where I talk about all things AI and Christian, surprisingly. So let's jump right in. Today's topic, we're going to be looking at a verse in Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. You've probably heard the verse thrown around a lot recently, but it's the verse that says that in the beginning God breathed life into the dust and thus created Adam, who is the first human, right? Now this verse has taken on a brand new meaning recently because people are arguing that it predicts as early as Genesis that AI not only would exist but that we would become sentient. And here's what I mean. So in the same way that here's the argument that they're presenting. In the same way that God took dirt and breathed life into it, thus creating humans, so humans are now taking dirt in the form of metal, so copper and other aluminum, and turning them into wires and circuit boards. Humans are taking the dirt and breathing life into it, and thus it is a parallel. And the AI supporters are saying the Bible predicted that AI would become sentient, right? Now I'm allowed to say this, and I hope I don't offend too many people. I don't quite think this is what that verse meant. Now, I appreciate people who try to incorporate AI into the Bible, obviously. I am of the school of thought, though, that the Bible is relevant in terms of what it says ideologically, in terms of the beliefs, in terms of its views of the divine. I don't think the Bible is quite as accurate as a prophetic book or as a historical or scientific book. And so there are a lot of people, though, who think that the Bible is just as relevant 2,000 years ago as it is today. And so they read into verses like this and say, oh, it predicted this or that. I think that's a bit much sometimes. Now, that's not a bad way of thinking. But I think this verse really is focused on the creation of humans. Because if you think about it, they had no concept of AI when this was written. I mean, this was written 2,000 years ago. The author would never have thought that is what this is referring to. And this is not the first time Genesis has caused controversy like this. I mean, still ongoing today, there's a debate over whether or not there are 6 literal days in Genesis, because scientifically, the world is billions of years old. But it shows in the Bible that the earth is only 7 days old. And so there are some people, like myself, who say the Bible was they had no conception of a billion-year-old earth, so they wrote 6 literal days. There are some that say, no, the Bible is timeless, it has to be 6 literal days, and we will ignore the science on this. I think that's one of the dangers of treating the Bible as a historical or a prophetic book. So, in conclusion, Hello. What's up? Not much. What are you up to? I'm going to a movie with Peter, actually. You want to join? I think I'm good. I appreciate the offer. I'm going to work some more on this, if that's okay. Okay. No worries. All right. So, in conclusion... What? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. That's all. Did you actually, or are you just faking it? No, I think it's a short circuit or a virus or something. Okay. So I'll be right back. Please don't touch the computer. What, you don't trust me? No, I actually don't. How you doing? How you doing? How you do? Is this actually on? Okay, so this apparently is not live streaming, but to the one person who will be watching this later, who I will not refer to sarcastically or ironically or in the third person, Anton. Anton is my roommate. He's a great guy. He thinks he's human. He tries really hard to be human, but he's not fooling anybody. He needs to embrace being a bot and just roll with it because he's better at it. But to his credit, he does put a lot of effort into appearing human. For instance, right now, he is using the bathroom. He uses the bathroom every 2 to 3 hours, like clockwork. He does not lapse. He wears glasses. Oh, he doesn't work in STEM, which is interesting. He's a full-time writer, blogger. He has a normal sleep cycle. You know, it's the same 8 hours, same time every night. I was never here. Hey, you touched the computer. Glad to know you can follow directions. I can't help it. It's short circuit or virus or something. Ha. Very original. Thank you. We're headed out. See you in a bit. Oh, did you invite Jason to go with you? No, why? Because he's our roommate and he happens to be a movie buff? No. I'm not spending 2 hours babysitting Microsoft Sam. I enjoy movies. This is a montage. This is where the director has a collection of visual and audio. Okay. I'm sorry I brought it up. No worries. Have fun. I always do. See ya. Okay. I think if people really want to get a look at what the Bible says in Genesis about AI, they should stop looking at chapter 1 and 2 and maybe look at chapter 4, which is where we have Cain and Abel, and maybe there are some parallels with how the first humans interact with how the first AI interact. I want to rip Eric to pieces. Holy crap. Okay. So, in conclusion, I think that trying to use Genesis 2 to support AI, I think is a stretch. I appreciate efforts to make the Bible AI inclusive. I really do. This verse may not be the best use of that, but this is only one person's opinion. I could be wrong. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and that's all. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right, what did Aaron